Yeah, look. Welcome back to another episode of Market Buzz. Today's episode is going to be an interesting one. Bitcoin is coming out of its coffin, out of the grave, and pumping almost 10% on just 2 days. A lot of shorts got liquidated. Massive momentum towards the crypto markets. Even Ethereum found a bid. I thought Ethereum was dead. Bitcoin was dead. It was all over. We were supposed to disappear, but no, it seems to be back. Other things that we are seeing, we had Walmart earnings. We are seeing the S&P 500 give away some of the gains that we saw yesterday. The market overall sort of in this place where it's trying to figure out whether it wants to go up or down. In today's episode, we're going to talk about those things and a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, it's been sort of mixed earnings. Inflation data comes all over the place. Oil is a little bit higher than expected, and it continues to rally. The war continues to sort of be there but not be there, but there's news but there's no news, so everybody's denying now. So we're in this phase of just like the Cold War, I guess. See who the bigger the biggest man is in this case. But yeah, in today's episode we're going to touch all those things, and we'll let you know what it's happening in markets. Welcome Graham, welcome Dragos. I know they are always here. So yeah, Demetrius is not with us today, I think. Well, he might pop by, I don't know. He hasn't given me signs of life, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But knowing him, probably stealing Greece. But yeah, welcome to another episode of Market Boss. I'm here with Timothy and Mimi and myself, Nestor Mendoza. And in today's episode, will the rally continue? I guess we're gonna find out in today's episode of Market Boss. All right. All right. So
Mm.
Bitcoin goes up like crazy. Everybody sort of in this. It wasn't doing anything until it does, and then all of a sudden now we see Bitcoin sort of in the middle of a major rally. Like, this is a big candle. Now the big question is will it continue, will it not continue? How should people look at this, right? I started seeing in my on my feed, I started seeing the Bitcoin shorts, which I have not heard from in the last year or so, which is insane how
Yeah.
fast like the sort of social media momentum comes back, right?
Yeah.
It was very interesting to see, and I'm keeping that in mind just to pay attention. But yeah, I I had the 2x leverage Bitcoin ETF, and somehow it's now paying me something, which is great.
Nice.
Yeah. So what are your guys'
Yeah.
thoughts with that? Because we had some
And
major news yesterday.
we did. I mean, there's a number of catalysts and word on the street, right? It could have been driven by US Treasuries buying back bonds. It could also be a day ago, the SEC, they're relaxing regulation when it comes to crypto projects within the US. So that's been a big problem for a really long time. I mean, Ripple went through that lawsuit for years. Is it a security? Is it not a security? So now the SEC have come out and they've said, look, we're going to relax regulation. So, which means that it will drive a lot of more of the crypto projects back into the US. So that could be one catalyst. Yesterday, Trump held a press conference in the White House. He hosted Coinbase, Chainlink, Ripple, I'm sure other crypto uh, exchanges companies as well. And they were talking about the Clarity Act and how he's going to push Congress. Like a lot of it is still a lot of talk. There's still a lot of talk. There's still a lot of we are going to buy a lot of Bitcoin. We are going to do all of this. And I mean, if you look at the tech, I mean, the FOMC was a nothing burger. So I would probably rule that out because the FOMC minutes came out around the same time, and my take on it was that they weren't as dovish as we had all anticipated. There were still a few who favored a rate hike, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so but if you look at for the people who just look at technicals, they would say that Bitcoin was due to break out, up or down, because it'd been ranging for so long and there was so much liquidity stacked above price. Like you're talking about liquidations, I think it was like 1.5 billion, nearly 2 billion worth
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Bitcoin.
yeah. I think it was
Yeah.
like massive. I think it was one of the biggest liquidation events. The thing is that it just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So it just tells you that there's more and more and more money in the sector, right?
Yeah.
Everybody says it's dead, but the reality is that we are seeing sort of movements like
Yeah.
capital moving in and out, right? The way that it's
Yeah.
meant to be.
The
But yeah,
question really is the question is like, are we back? Is on everyone's minds. I would still exercise caution because a lot of the movement yesterday wasn't driven by spot buying. It was driven by just leverage. And
and
so
market
when you don't,
dynamics. Yeah.
yeah, when the spot volume is low, so for people who don't know what spot is essentially people buying, investors buying the asset long term. When that is low, liquidity is really thin. And when liquidity is really, really thin, you can move that price very easily. So that's something to take into consideration. Yeah.
Like it's tricky because then the question arises is like, okay, like this is gonna bring a lot of eyes back into Bitcoin, right? The people that have left the cryptocurrency markets, are they gonna be coming back based on this? Like it's still it's a fast move. There's money to be made here, but yeah, I agree. Being cautious here might actually prove to be useful, right? Like getting in and getting out and just waiting for that. Because again, like if we go back to the 4 year cycle, right, which Graham is sort of talking about, it's like it's still following the 4 year cycle to a T, and it's kind of scary how close to that it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's been so interesting to say the least. Just to see how that price moves, right? Because like yeah, the Fed minutes. I mean, we just barely got anything. We understood that some people wanted to hike, some people didn't want to hike. I think one of the things that went unnoticed was that Warsh was saying about reducing the amount of meetings that the Fed has, going down
Mm.
to six, which was cool. We also had the Treasury make an announcement yesterday, and they're going to provide liquidity to the long term of the yield curve, right? They're going to double their buybacks, like the total amount, which becomes interesting because then all of a sudden that starts affecting the real estate market, interest rate sensitive companies, right? And Bitcoin does move based on interest rates, and obviously as yields do come down, we're going to see some value go back into Bitcoin, right? In this case, again, Bitcoin doesn't pay a yield depending on how you use it, but like in the spot pricing, it does not pay a yield, right? You just hold it. It's very similar to gold in that sense. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see because even we saw the rally continue in gold, we saw the rally continue in silver, right? And then we saw some weakness in the AI trade, which tells you that some of the traders that were in those positions are now maybe moving back to set up, maybe moving capital to different places, right? So
Yeah.
that's super interesting. Timothy, I know I know you love this 4 year cycle, this theory. What are your expectations here?
Yeah. So first of all, yesterday showed that markets dictate how the price moves and also how the Fed should anticipate the market price. Whenever you see the yields go up at extreme levels, that's no bueno, and you see immediately they're trying to announce things to reduce pressure on those yields, and that's what I think was the big reason we saw a big push in price again, is because um, yeah, the markets dictate what politicians should do, and they have been listening, and when they do it, they become happy, and prices pump. For Bitcoin, and especially um, risk on assets, tech stocks, those need to borrow at lower rates, so that's really beneficial for them. And so that's why I think risk on assets could do well in the short term because of the news. I didn't really follow the Trump, what he said on the crypto summit, but I do know he mentioned hype in his speech, and it really pumped up the price. Now, the question whether Bitcoin is bottomed for the cycle is a real tricky question, because we are really close to where we usually see a bottom. Usually it's 1 year after the top is made, and the top was made in October. So in theory, we should have another 1 or 2 months down at least. So I am open-minded for that to happen, but I've said before, I will be positioned in case we move higher from these levels. So I'm not here to answer that question, but we have been telling for the past couple of months to position yourself Right now, I think 60K was a wonderful price to be in Bitcoin. Now it's at 70. It's still a wonderful price. It's still 80, 90% below all-time highs. So that's still a reasonable price to make some good gains from it. I think accumulating here until the end of the year is definitely how I would play it. I already have a big allocation now. I'm just here on my spot positions, very comfy. If price goes down, I'll add more. But if we see break of certain levels that are resistance level in my eyes that could break the bear market, then I will also add on my allocation in that sense. But for now, I'm open-minded for both scenarios. We're not out of the woods yet. This is still, if you can see, a lower high compared to the high we had in May. So the bear trend hasn't been broken. If you plot on the 10-month moving average, which is usually what it follows on the monthly chart, it's right below it. So we want to see it break, and when the 10-month moving average starts to slope up again, so like this, and Bitcoin can slowly grind here and move up again, that will be a bullish sign. But I'm not excluding a scenario where it does one last scam pump to the downside and then a move higher. This kind of looks like a penis with a testicle on it. Sorry.
So so what I'm hearing is like taking a little bit of money on the table does not seem crazy here. It's at
uh,
least,
Um,
like a little
okay.
bit. Like it
what?
doesn't have to be everything, right? But taking like 10,
What?
20%
Well,
if you bought at the low.
exactly. If you bought at a low, yeah. If you let's say you bought at 60K as a trade, and it's not right here at resistance, then it could be a place where you de-risk because price can be rejected here and drop lower. So yeah, in that frame you can de-risk a bit. But how I invest in the Fourier cycle is how I position my portfolio for multiple years, and as long as it's, yeah, in this box, for me it's an accumulation zone. So I'm not really worried if the price drops back again. Oh no, I lost 20% on that position. That's not a problem. I know eventually we will make new highs. We
Yeah.
will reach those all-time highs again. Even from this level here is around 70%. So that's a decent gain to be made in the next couple of years if we just trend higher from here. But yeah, if you're a short-term trader, these are the levels that I would be watching. So I was watching that 67K level, and yesterday we had a break on the 1 hour chart, and it was really, really fast. So you had to be really glued to the screen to see the break happen. So nothing happened here, and then suddenly 4% up. You had to catch that breakout move, and it hasn't stopped since. So that was on the 1 hour chart, and now I think here at 73, 74 is some resistance. So where traders will be taking some profits from the trade they made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really depends on your strategy because there are people that have been buying just within a range and there are people that are just waiting for confirmation. And it's okay to wait for confirmation. If confirmation is, say, 72K or if it's at 80,000 or whatever, however you trade. But if you're in it for the long term and Bitcoin you see is going to 200, 250 and beyond later in a few years, then these are phenomenal prices to hold, so it really depends on your own strategy. But to answer the question, I mean, like, if we could guess whether Bitcoin will go lower, it is hard to say. I still, my price target of where the low could be is still not completely off the table. I was still eyeing Bitcoin within the 40s for other reasons, but it only time will tell because you've got to wait for price action to play out. You've got to watch what's happening on the macro geopolitics, and Bitcoin doesn't really exist within a vacuum, even though it seems like it does exist in a vacuum right now with stocks selling off and it's pumping. But I don't. We're not in an entirely risk on environment, so that's why we need to exercise caution there.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's it's part of the game, right? Like it's interesting because it's like this had to do with the treasuries, right? Like treasury yields and 30-year yields started spiking, and this caused this sort of like this panic in government, right? Like, and this is the second action they've taken in order to address this, right? Like they helped Japan intervene in the Japanese yen US dollar exchange rate, and this was a big move, right? And now they're doing this, so it tells you that they're paying very close attention to this, and if this gets out of hand quickly, it could create issues here. Something to pay attention to for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. If they're paying attention, the question is like, why are they doing this now? Is it too bad already? And this is a narrative that could start coming in the next couple of weeks, right? We're gonna have to pay attention and see. But so far, I'm not worried. I mean, like, still 5% does feel like very little, right? Like, if you borrow $1 million and you have to pay 50K, like that's not crazy. Now we're talking about trillions of dollars that are being borrowed here, so then that changes sort of the equation in this case. But yeah, there's also a lot of competition. I think that now that we see the hyperscalers asking for so much money in the open markets, this is affecting treasury yields. It's affecting so many different markets, right? Like so much money is getting moved out into different buckets, right? Like we had SpaceX becoming public, the biggest IPO in history. That pulled a ton of capital out of the markets. Um, we are seeing Japan stopping their lending or increasing the cost of lending. That has an impact. So all of these different things are starting to play out as we're looking for more and more capital to invest in the AI trade, right? I think on this is the first time we're on Twitter, by the way. So exciting times. I think we're in Timothy's on my channel live. So there's a question here. Is like, do you think it's time to enter AI stocks, right? The thing is like a lot of people kind of put everything as in the AI trade, and like kind of don't define, like, depends, right? Like if you want to go into the hyperscalers because you think that they're gonna create the infrastructure and you believe in the technology that's being developed, makes sense. If you think that this technology is correct, do you believe in the hardware plays, the people building the pickaxes for the AI trade, and then do you want to buy the LLM models like Google Meta, XYZ, right? Like this is a question you got to define there first, Lars, and then see where you come up with. But I don't know. Like I like the semiconductor trade right now. I think sales will continue to be increasing in the short term, or at least in the next year or so. I don't see the capex spending slowing down anytime soon because that will cause major issues. This creates liquidity, right? Like what the treasury did creates a liquidity event. It's not major liquidity, but it allows for long-term capital that's stuck to be sort of placed back into the market. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this plays out. But yeah, I'm kind of bullish on the AI trade altogether. I'll
I'm
take some
still
time.
anticipating some kind of second leg. I've
Yeah.
been buying the Kospi, I've been buying
Yeah,
the semiconductor index. Individual stocks like Broadcom have been dropping a lot, which I like. I still think Nvidia is a decent buy at these levels.
Macron
If
I
it ever
like.
drops, yeah,
Yeah,
Bloom
Micron is doing
Energy.
really well. There's this, yeah, Bloom Energy, and you said
I love it.
Vertiv, Nestor?
Vertiv is good, yeah.
yeah, Vertiv, and the thing is that it's in relation in the comparing like SMCI with Vertiv. The problem I have with SMCI is just that, like, if you're running a company and $2 billion all of a sudden appears in your balance sheets and you don't realize, like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, oh, just $2 billion appeared in our bank accounts, and it's like you don't know where the money came from. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And the management has just continued to make mistake after mistake. Like, they're extremely well placed to take advantage of this, but we'll have to see. It's in the narrative. Like, there are so many other names that could benefit from the build out phase. You don't have to take on that additional risk of the management in this case. So I'm trading them. I like trading them. I have fun trading them. Whenever they take a massive hit and they're about to go into earnings, they rally because they are gonna do well. Now, how much do I trust the numbers to leave long-term capital there? I'm not sure. But yeah, Vertiv I like, Eton I like. I
Yeah.
still like Fluence, even though they're still sort of way behind. I think that their narrative has just shifted to 27, which sucks. But
Mm.
you
I
know,
do think we have to understand what are the companies that are gonna benefit the most from AI. It's the ones that earn their revenue and earnings because of AI. You're gonna have companies that are becoming more competitive with each other, and they need to reduce their pricing models, which is not good. This could be in the energy sector, it could be in the automobile sector, in the rocket sector. But let's say you are an Nvidia, they can move up prices. Micron, it moved up prices, so that's
power,
Yeah.
something powerful to have as a company.
the pricing
So
power.
the pricing power, yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's an important factor right now in the AI trade, because anything can go up in the long term, but is it cyclical or is it secular? Cyclical means this is just gonna take for maybe a few months or 1 year. Secular means this is just part of the growing process of this new AI generation boom, and I try to focus on these ones. They might not be as hyped as the ticker names that you see flashing on X or on YouTube, but I'm sure I can sleep well at night by holding them even when they're down.
Yeah.
but we all know sleep is overrated, right? Like sleeping is okay, but I mean, making tendies on some altcoins is kind of
What is
OP.
sleep? I don't even know. Since trading, I have
Well,
no idea.
sometimes you just gotta luck in.
It's the truth. It's the truth. So let
But
let's
yeah,
let oh Mimi, sorry. Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
go.
going to say, like, the psychological aspect of everything really needs to be taken into consideration, especially like everyone's so heavily, focused on like X and social media. And so the obvious trade is never the trade. And just like a lot of people were shorting Bitcoin, I opened a hedge myself when it was just ranging. So it's never the obvious trade. And a part of me, when we're talking about the AI trade, a part of me does feel that because there is so much talk about the AI bubble, should the bubble burst, should there be one, I don't think it's going to happen right now because everyone's talking about it. So there should be another leg to go, not financial advice, but there should be another leg to go. And also S&P will most likely make new all-time highs as well. Who knows? Now we're just speculating, right? Well, we're speculating the whole
Yeah.
time.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
He
We
knows.
last week we mentioned this already. What are
Yeah.
you gonna bet on?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I
Well,
said, I
that
can't remember what I said, but yeah.
well, that takes us to this part of the episode where what's on your desk, guys. I wanna know because I have a name that Dimitris is gonna love, and I've already mentioned it, right? Walmart just had earnings, and this was interesting. It's down. It's down
Yeah.
after earnings.
Oh,
Because
and
of
Jim
Jim.
Cramer. Jim Cramer said that
Jim,
he was buying and he was seeing an
the
opportunity
Kramer
in it.
trade. It's the Kramer trade. You can't
Yeah,
fade it. Yeah.
Holy shit, 8%
Oh,
down. Oh my
it's
God.
crazy. I already put my buy orders already here at these levels. The thing is like it was interesting because we had Home Depot come and had earning. They had earnings and they were okay. Stock rallied after it, and then we had Lowe's, and they said that they were going to have some issues going into the rest of the year. Stock was down, so Target ended up coming down. I actually bought some Target just before the earnings because like there was like just before the data release there was like a massive drop. I think 30,000 shares got sold.
oof.
Somebody exited their position, and I just bought. And I ended up making like I think it was like $147 to $160 sort of move right after the earnings. The earnings were fantastic. Obviously, they're getting their tariff refunds back, all of that stuff. And I just purchased a little bit more Walmart here. Could it continue to go lower? Likely. Like I mean, like the volatility is here. The market is sort of like selling off now. The question is do we start seeing that movement back into the AI trade here? I also think that Like we did see like a crazy move on Monday for the AI trade, and then now we're sort of letting that go. We let that go on the Tuesday right away, and then we saw that moved into safety. Like Eli Lilly was up like what 8% on the last 2 days. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Like so, even healthcare, like Moderna up 40% with the new cancer deal that they just found. So there's like then yeah, it's insane. Like there's so many moves in healthcare. So
Yeah.
something to pay attention to. That could move back at the end of the week. We also have options expirations that I'm paying attention to. So I think that the volatility in the next today and tomorrow is gonna be spicy to say the least. But yeah, Walmart, I'm buying some long term. Why not? I do think it's still expensive, but I like it. You know,
Mm.
I'm okay holding it for a really long time. What about you guys?
Circle is on my radar. Circle's been on my radar for a while. I've been scaling in. Circle is the issuer of USDC, stablecoin, and the tokenization narrative is something that, well, more so, crypto infrastructure is on my radar and made such a big move yesterday. I was so proud, and it's up again today. But crypto infrastructure is something that I'm going to focus heavily on. Um, that includes Ethereum. That includes any tokenization type blockchains, such as Ondo, Chainlink is blowing up at the moment as well. So, but Circle, I'm very bullish on, and it's not as when you compare it to Tether, which is probably much bigger in terms of volume. Um, the reason why well, Circle is public, and it also built within the US regulatory framework. That's why I think that Circle's going to do really well. Even though most people do use Tether, USDC is more enterprise friendly because of regulation, and so that's on my radar.
Nice. I think the
Nice.
last week was the healthcare one, the robotics healthcare
Yeah,
company.
ISRG. Yeah,
Surgical.
yeah.
Yeah. I just remembered. I just remembered.
Intuitive Surgical is. I'm going to keep buying over time. These are my long term. I'm talking about years. These are long term investments for me, not trades. My trades are more oil. So,
Yeah.
what's
I
on my
bought
radar?
oil. I bought oil
Did you?
oil on Monday. I did. I
Nice.
did because the guy on Financial Juice freaked out. He
Mm,
was like, Iran just said that they're gonna go on the offensive, and I was just like, peace. I bought some. I was just like, I'm just gonna hedge it, whatever. I
yeah,
don't care. I'm just gonna hedge it,
yeah.
and yeah,
It's up
it ended
today.
up, yeah.
I think, yeah,
And
it's up
even in the
today.
past week, if you look at the past week, it's up like what 6%, 7%.
Holy
So
crap.
yeah, it's moving.
Yeah, yeah.
Timothy, before we leave, I want to hear what's on your desk.
Yeah, by the way, we have links in the description, especially on YouTube, where you can track our portfolio live. You can copy our portfolio in just one click. You can check out the link for Pinfolio is where I basically manage all my trades and check out all the charts, which I post on X and Substack. But check it out for sure, because
I'm an extremely
it's
stable genius. Okay.
It's the best move you can make. The best move you can make.
it's the best move. Incredible. So my what's on my desk for today is Broadcom. I'm not sure if I mentioned Broadcom before, but it's down 13% in 1 week alone, and it's still one of the biggest chip maker there is. So I would go for Broadcom as my highest conviction buy in the market right now. This is like the uh, the competitor against Nvidia, but on the other hand, is also growing double digits every year. So quite confident that demand will keep rising. And I think it was down because of a data breach. So that seems like something short term, really,
It was also
not to
it
worry.
was also the Marvel news, no? Google just bought Marvel, like a portion of Marvel. And Marvel ended up going like 10% on the day because like yeah, Marvel Google signed long-term AI custom chip deal with Warren for up to 58 almost 59 million shares at 206, and this is like apparently it has to do with like that could also affect the deals that Google has with Broadcom going forward. So I'm gonna pay attention to. I saw the news and I saw the move on Marble. I think Jensen said that Marble is an X trillion-dollar company.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Jensen says so much. He says
of
the
course,
semiconductor
yeah,
industry needs to be 10 times bigger within the 10 years. I mean,
of
if you
course, as long
believe
as he
him,
sells the
then all
chips.
we have to do is go long on semis.
Yeah.
Not even go along Nvidia.
Go
According to
along
him, it's just go along
Jensen.
Nvidia.
Jensen
Go
and
long.
Uh,
Elon.
It is the truth. It is the truth.
Yeah.
Well, even Elon just mentioned some of the news that I heard. By the way, this is the rumor part of the episode. This is, uh, yeah, there were some talks that, well, even in the SpaceX earnings call, I think SpaceX is going exclusively with NVIDIA chips. Something that gave a
Yeah,
little
it
bit of
was
a
news.
boost.
I saw the news.
Yeah,
So it's not so exclusive.
correct. So, yeah, it's an
Yeah.
interesting time. It's an interesting time. Anything else you guys want to say before we call it a day? It's the first time we did
Speaking of
Twitter. It worked. I'm kind of happy with that.
Did we have
speaking
some
of
viewers?
Some people pop by. The thing is Twitter episodes are weird because it's like Twitter streams is not like the number count is the number of views. So it's the number of people that saw the thing.
no.
Mm.
But yeah, don't forget to
Um,
follow Mimi.
conspiracy, I mean, like, not really, but yeah, I've heard unpopular opinion, I've heard this twice already, is that the next leg up for Bitcoin potentially won't be an all-time high, and that it would probably reach around, I don't know, a lower high of like 100 or something. Then it falls back down to new lows, fresh lows, then a super cycle ignites. That's what I'm hearing, the crypto rumor mill. And they even showed like it's some form of like macro Elliott wave theory. And I'm like, kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. Yeah. That's what
So
I
the
heard.
the thing is, I'm convinced that based on the 4-year cycle view, it's not always gonna be 3 years up, 1 year down. If we look at cycle theory, we know that sometimes it can go up 2 years and then 2 years down, or 1 year and 3 years down. When you go 1 year up, you don't have enough time to make new all-time highs, and then 3 years down, that means you could go down for 3 years, making a new low compared to the last cycle. So it's perfectly possible. I
Yeah.
think we'll have to see like over stretched levels, like how overbought it is, how oversold it is in the short term. Take some profits along the way, have some key moving averages or key resistance support levels that you're watching, and when they break, you just get out. To be sure, that's how I closed all my crypto positions once it broke 100K last cycle.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we'd have to look at the bigger picture at the time because if that is the case, let's just say that actually is what happens. Something bigger is in play. If Bitcoin isn't reaching new all-time highs and it tanks, something else is happening. Something's happening. What is there a recession? Is there something happening in the stock market? Is there World War III overall? So that's something to take into consideration, and we'll have time to assess, and we'll talk about it on Market Buzz, and we'll guide everyone through it, talk it through, not financial advice, but yeah, in it together, guys.
All right, I think Timothy has to leave.
Yeah.
I think Demetrius wants to jump on really quickly. Talk about Walmart, I guess.
Yes.
It'll be good. But okay, I'll put you in the background, Timothy.
Bye, Timothy.
all right, guys.
See ya.
Don't forget.
Next
Don't
time.
close the tab. Don't close the tab.
Nope.
All right. Let's see if Demetrius joins because I want to talk about Walmart. I don't know. Like, man, Walmart is so expensive based on like earnings metrics and stuff. Like, I know that they have a lot of sales,
Yeah.
but it's like their narrative is we're gonna become Amazon at some point and we're gonna sell online. And it's like, yeah, but you don't. So even Target, I like Target. I bought Target at 90. I called Target at 90, and that was good.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm interested in Walmart. I used to have Walmart, not anymore.
I
And
sold some of it at I think at 110, something
yeah.
along those lines, 110, 120. So I didn't get all of the move, but now it's been a while. And obviously the thing is just the problem I have with Walmart is that it is this safety narrative of just
Mm-hmm.
this is a safety trade.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody just jumps into those names without thinking about it. And it's for example, the Iran war affects them because it increases the cost of shipping and the cost of all of these different things. They still have some of the tariff issues, and
Yeah.
they continue to just rally, rally, rally every time. It's just the safety trade, the safety trade, the safety trade, because it's
The
they
safety
have a
trade
lot.
for when we have a recession,
Yeah.
essentially, right?
Hello, hello.
Hello. How are
Is
Hello.
that the
you?
new house?
Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
Damn. It's looking good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How are you?
Uh, how you guys doing?
Oh, this is
We
How
why
you guys
Dimitri
doing?
hasn't been on.
we are alive. We're alive. We're good.
You ca-
You're cutting off
you
a
guys
little
can
bit.
hear me?
Yeah, yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
but you
that's
are.
the internet. Yeah, that's the.
Your benefit,
I'm on my
you
phone
might be
because
better
I cannot
turning off the video.
on the laptop.
Yeah,
Turn
just
off.
no, turning off the
Okay.
video. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you turn off the video, you might be good.
I
Let's have a
need
look.
Dimitri to
About
tell
now.
me. Yes,
Yeah, better.
we can hear you.
Yeah, much better. All right.
Oh, much better.
I was watching was watching the stream,
Yeah.
and it's getting interesting. Um,
Test to
He heard
happen.
Walmart. He heard Walmart.
Jim, I mean Jim Cramer. So what's funny? Nesto does a post like 4 days ago, and then he mentions me on the comments, asking me about Walmart. I'm saying Walmart, I like Walmart here, and then I'm watching CNBC, and Jim Cramer is running his mouth, and then I'm like, okay, abort, abort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I will buy it above 100. I'm buying it. Uh, I'm buying like for the long term. It will be a good entry point.
Right now? Not financial advice.
Uh,
Right now?
Now, of course, not a financial advice, but if it goes a little bit further down, maybe another like 3 or 4%, which is very possible it will go further down because this is it's down 8% in the pre-market, so it can get worse today. Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be a good spot to buy it if you're looking for long term.
Yeah, I do love Walmart. I don't have any. I don't have any more. I took profit ages ago. So
Me too.
I did a while ago.
I still have some, but I am increasing my position here. I'm looking to potentially start setting up a core position. As it comes down, a dollar cost average for the next quarter or so, and just see how it goes. I like Target. You see Target? You see the difference between Walmart and Target? Target's up so much.
Yeah,
Target
but
did so well.
Target went down like 60% in the last 2 years, and then it came up,
I
right?
know. It was a
Because
marketing issue. You know?
y-
I love marketing issues because you can fix that
yeah,
pretty
but
quickly.
one good year doesn't change the story. Like
Of course, of course.
if I'm gonna buy something, it's something that I'm gonna hold for the next couple of years, and like we said, Target is like the place that white rich women go and shop. Walmart
True.
is Walmart is the grocery store of the people. Let's just say, and when things
Yeah.
go rough, then you go to Walmart. That's the thing with Walmart and me.
Yeah.
But let me tell you guys what's on my desk because I wanted to join today to say what's on my desk, but because of the internet thing, I can't. It's been like so long since I got on the stream, like no issues. That's all.
What
Do
are
you
we
know what I
buying?
like right now?
Tell me. Tell me.
Bonds.
We're so excited.
I like bonds.
Bonds? Dude,
Bonds?
Yes.
insanity. Bonds I
Seriously.
but you think it will hold?
Wait.
This is gonna be interesting. I want to talk
Okay.
about this. I
Why?
really want
Why,
to talk about
Dimitri?
this.
Why? Yes. Go.
Okay. So So the 30, I'm talking about long duration bonds. I'm talking
Yeah.
the TLT.
Yeah.
So
2030. Yeah. Okay.
yes. So so yields are like at the highest level since 2007, right? TLT is at the lowest level since 2004. I'm not a believer in high inflation. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get high inflation. I think we're gonna get some inflation, maybe 2-3% of 1%, but it's not gonna be a spike like we've seen in 2022. So that's my
Yeah.
thesis, right? And your boy Kevin Walsh, I don't think he's more dovish or more hawkish than Jay Powell. I think he talks more than him, and I think he wants to appear less dovish. But that 5%, 5.3% on the 30-year, I think it might ignite a new QE cycle. Not necessarily cutting rates, because you don't have to cut rates to do QE, right? The cutting rates and the QE are two different things. But they started buying. I mean, you saw the announcement yesterday.
Yeah. They doubled
Yeah.
their allocation from 2 to 4 billion. I don't think they've said how much they're
Yeah,
gonna
but
put. I think it's like 38 to 40 billion they said last time. So I want to see if they double that. Because it's not crazy amounts of money for the
so
bond market.
no,
But
it's actually nothing.
the
It's actually,
signal. Yeah, but yeah.
yes, yes. So what we're getting with wars, because I've been trying like since the first press conference we watched, I was trying to get a feel of him, right?
But
And he doesn't speak to the press, doesn't speak to the on the press conference like Jay Powell used to. Jay Powell was so predictable. He was like a gift for us.
yeah, it was nice.
It was great, right? And I don't think he's different. I think the policies will remain somehow the same, but the communication style will be different.
Well, did you
And
see that he wants to reduce the number of meetings?
yeah, and that's not gonna happen.
I don't think it is. Like it's like he's coming in with so many ideas. He's like family fights, and
It's
but
like a
he's hiding
president
behind
that,
those statements. It feels.
you know what? It's like a president. You get into the office and they promise big things, but nothing happens. Because
Yeah.
the reality is what the reality is. And the monetary policy at this point, it's it's a bit complicated to simplify with all the things he wants to do. At a time that everything was easier, there was no inflation, no foreign wars, and not any of that, fine. But it's a bit complicated now for the Fed to just disappear from the picture, right?
Yeah.
So call me crazy, but I like bonds here. I'm not saying this is the bottom. That I'm not calling bottom, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna dip my toes.
Okay.
I mean, if you like, but would you hold them long term or would you just straight in and out?
No. Okay, so let me tell you my whole picture. Okay, so I don't know where you guys think we are in the AI rally, AI run. Do you guys think we're like halfway through, like towards the end, at the beginning,
It's like just
What?
before the middle.
just before the
In
middle?
theory.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to believe that, and then the other day I was watching CNBC, and there were like some people on it from Deutsche Bank, and they think that the game hadn't even started yet. So this is not the first inning. This is like the pre-game of the first inning.
Yeah, the warm up.
Yeah, in case the people that are watching don't know how many innings the game has 9 innings. 9. So they say that the game hasn't started yet. I don't buy that. I think we are almost all the way to the end of this run. And
Damn.
yes, and I'm not being bearish. I'm not being bearish, but this is 25% earnings increase. What we're gonna get next quarter, like 40. I mean, we have to be realistic.
Yeah, I
I mean,
agree.
it's 25. It's 25%. It hasn't been 25% like in decades.
You
I'm,
got
I'm.
Nestor
You
panicking.
know this is an
Nestor's
episode, right? This is a you're calling for an episode.
Do you want me to go to my mom's tonight and do an episode? I don't mind.
Okay. Tonight's gonna be rough. Tomorrow I'm down.
Tomorrow, are you down tomorrow to do an episode?
Yeah,
Like,
we
do
could
you
do it.
want to all of us to join again and have a talk? But I've been thinking about this like for a while now, okay? And maybe it's because I'm having a decent year and I'm not trying to catch up. So you
Yeah,
have to put yourself in my position, from the way I'm looking things, right?
but are you trying to
So
hold it? Are you trying to keep a good year?
no, it's
I'm
always
gonna play devil's advocate here.
okay. As you know me, I always position early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
call the Netflix. I call the Netflix before Bill Ackman. Okay,
Netflix
so
before me.
I was early on Netflix before Bill Ackman. So I'm seeing the band. Okay. So let's just assume that the AI cycle continues, and and the long duration bonds are like at the lowest level in 20 years, and it's 5.3% yield. The downside risk is almost nothing. Perhaps another 3 or 4%. Why not? Why not buy them here? Answer me this question. Why not buy them here and reduce your risk for your portfolio, reduce your beta, right, and make a decent yield?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's not bad. It's not bad. You know, like I was joking. I put this on Twitter. I was like, I'm done with semis. I'm gonna become a bond trader. But I was joking. You know, it was a joke. Because I'm like, the thing is like you can trade it, and there are ways in which you can trade it
Yeah.
and take advantage of these moves. Because the thing is like the way that it's moving, it's kind of crazy for bonds.
It's
You know,
bottomed. It's like bottomed. I'm just
yeah.
looking at the chart now.
For
Yeah, no, it's
you know,
yeah.
I've been looking
so
at that chart, Mimi, like for the last 4 days. I've been looking.
so then,
I've been looking at those charts.
you know what I made money with during the end of the war. Um, I made money trading the 10-year gilts. I did a triple leverage 10-year gilt trade. And it's like, you know, it's like putting the engine of a Ferrari in a Fiat is the way that I understand. But the 30 is not a Fiat. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of crazy too. Because the 30 year, like I'm moving the 30 year that we saw, like a lot of people made a lot of money.
Yeah.
You make so much money because it's a 30-year yield. That 1% move is massive. Like in a
Yeah.
position. Yeah.
1%, 1% down for the 30 year is like 15 or 20% for the ETF,
Yeah.
for the TLT. So the instrument which I'm going to play this is through the Etoro portfolio, which is going to be TLT. I don't have many
TLT.
options, so it's the
Yeah.
TLT that I'm going to play with. So
Okay.
I like win-win situations. If I'm right, I win big. If I'm wrong, I lose small, or I don't lose nothing at all. I go sideways. I don't lose money. So that's my thesis on TLT, buying it right here. And I'm not saying I'm going to buy 10%. I'm just going to dip my toes and see how it
See how it
goes.
goes. Yeah.
I
And
think
see how it goes.
I think I'm
Like
gonna
it's
join
not
you.
crazy. It's not crazy. Right
I
now,
think
even keeping it better than cash, like it's not crazy. The problem is if all of a sudden we see because let's say for example this is the canary in the coal mine, and the treasury is gonna spike to 6, 7, 8, which would be insane. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That could cost like it's something to pay attention to because the thing is it's like they're making the symbolic moves, and the market is paying attention. But look at the yen. Look at the yen move. Like we touched 158. We are sort of sitting at 158 with the latest move as well. The dollar was down on the news. Okay. Right? But then what
The,
happens if all of a sudden we start hitting all those numbers back? So I'm gonna pay attention.
Okay, okay.
Because
So my answer to that is the following. If it goes to 6 or 7%, it's fucking Armageddon. Because the last time it went to 6 or 7%, the debt of the United States was like 40% of the GDP. Now it's 130%. They pay $1 trillion. They pay $1 trillion in interest alone. So they cannot afford to let it go to 6 or 7, and they have every tool to make it go down. The Fed is right there to do this thing precisely. And at the same time, if something goes wrong, which things go wrong in this business, and we run into a growth scare, into a recession, and everyone is going to fly to safety, we are already into safety.
Yeah. 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 No,
You cannot.
I think, yeah.
I'm making a good case, right? I'm making a decent case.
it's not crazy. It's like what you're telling me is not crazy. You know what I mean? Like I get it. Like I understand. Like it's not crazy, but I'm also like part of me tells me it's like fuck bonds. You know what I mean? Like because the thing is like I'd rather buy the freaking the Microsoft debt or the Apple debt. You know?
Yeah, but we're talking in the context of the Etoro portfolio.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I
So
think there's no harm. There's no harm in diversifying as well. Like I'm gonna get into gold. Nesta's gonna hate that as well. But
I don't hate gold here. I don't hate like that's not
yeah.
crazy either. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was looking at
Yeah.
silver at 60 and I was like, huh, like this is interesting. Like I wanted to like I want to buy gold. Like I want to buy silver. I want to have like 1 gram coins on myself. You know, like
Mm.
it'd be
Yeah.
hilarious. Market bus 1 gram coins. Investment idea.
are we live?
But yeah.
Are we live now? Are we live?
We are
We're
live.
live. We're live.
We're
Okay.
live.
9 minutes away from the market.
We are.
So okay. So let me say one more thing, and then I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to keep you guys another like half an hour talking about Walmart and
No, tomorrow.
bonds.
And bonds.
Talk to
Okay.
me tomorrow because I'm getting it.
Tomorrow.
I've been like there are products that are crazy with bonds, and I'm like
Okay.
I'm not hating it. I'm not hating it.
Okay. So let me tell you my thinking. So this is like a well thought out like plan. This is not just me seeing something and okay. So everyone is bullish on everything, right? Everyone is bullish on everything, especially AI and it's like easy money. Like everyone forgot about crypto because AI is giving the return that crypto was giving in the last few years. Everyone is so crazy, but some, the bear market happens out of nowhere. Everything you think is good, and you're waiting to go further up, and then something happens because something has to trigger a bear market or a growth scare. And Walmart, well, with whatever happened today with earnings, I think it's a gift. Maybe another 3, 4, 5% down. It's going to be a gift to hold like for the next 2 or 3 years. It's gonna add some yield to your portfolio and perhaps drop the volatility. And at the same time, TLT talking about sleeping better. Can you imagine going into a crisis and you have some bonds in your portfolio? If you told me this like a year ago, I would say, you know what? I don't care about bonds. Bonds are like for boomers. But you have to see the setup. The setup is so interesting. It's the setup that I like. The setup is great.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it does make sense. It makes sense. But like I've been super early in calling some form of a crisis looming. But I do see something maybe up in the next 1 to 2 years. You know, everything seems to be aligning as well. But that trade that makes sense, and I might jump on board with the TLT
And you
trade.
know what? And you know what happens? Even though so now nobody's buying, so the yields are going up and bonds go down because nobody's buying them. Okay,
Yeah.
but imagine a growth scare. Imagine a crisis, and we get deflationary. for a quarter or two, and then everybody freaks out, and they fly to safety.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's the scenario
Yeah.
I'm seeing. I'm not
Yeah.
saying next month, but I'm
No.
saying in the next 6 months or a year,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see a scenario. Even maybe it's not going to be long term. Maybe it's going to be like a quarter or two.
Yeah.
But
No.
when everyone is calling for the 60-40 for the 60-40 portfolio to be dead, it's when things come back. And I don't know. I have a feeling it's an intuition. I don't know what it is, but
No.
the
Trust
setup
it.
looks ideal. Yes.
No, trust it, because I really do think something is up in 2027. And obviously I have my own thesis of other reasons as well, but we need to talk, Dimitri. We need to talk. I'm
We
very
do
interested in
episode
this. Yeah.
episode tomorrow. Episode tomorrow. I'm down. All right.
What
Don't forget to
time?
hit that
What
like and
time?
subscribe. Well, we'll figure it
What
out.
time tomorrow?
Yeah. Make sure make
Okay.
sure you hit that subscribe so you're notified. Let's go. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We appreciate you. Adeed, Graham, thanks for the questions. Everybody on Twitter, welcome to another episode of Market Buzz every Thursday live. Peace, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.